Hi, welcome back. Now we're going to let the fox fight back. He's going to be dropping some bombs, and when it hits the chicken's going to explode in a fiery explosion. Perfect. So, in order to do that, we first got to make the bomb as a prefab and do some attaching of scripts. Let's get started. So, we don't have a prefab yet for our bomb from the boss, so let's go into sprites for the space chicken, and I'm just going to drag out one of the boss bombs here. Bomb for the boss. I'll just call it Bomb Boss. And I'm going to deactivate the chicken because he's in my way temporarily. Now, he's not going to move if I don't do anything. I mean this bomb here, so we need to add a script to it that's going to actually make it move. So if you remember, we have an auto move in our scripts under movement, auto move. I'm just going to drag that right onto there. And if we expand this out, you'll see it also added a rigid body, which is going to allow physics to apply to it. And I don't want gravity to be affecting it. And the way this auto move works is it applies force to it. So it's like a bowling ball is sitting on the ground and you start pushing it. So it starts at a 0 speed and starts moving. And that's going to matter based on how much it weighs. So I don't want it going left and right. So I'm going to set the X to 0. I do want the Y to be going downwards because the boss is above us, dropping it down. So let's set that to -3. Now, if we test this out, it's a little slower than I'd like. Oh, I should turn the... well, you can see it moving there. I'm going to turn the mass to 0.5. Oops. So it's a little easier for that force to start it moving, and that'll be a lot better. Now, yeah, that's fine. Now, to save that bomb boss, the boss's bomb, I'm going to drag it into my prefabs folder. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Before we do that, one more thing. We're going to have to add a collider to this. For this to collide with our chicken's looking for something that has a collider attached to it. So before we make the prefab, let's do that. Let's add component to this bomb boss. And if you start typing collide, it's a circle, so I'm going to use a circle collider 2D. And that's fine. I'm not going to mess with the radius because it's the right radius, but you can see that when you move that. And I want it to be a trigger. Now, I'm going to label this, or tag this rather, remember that's like sticking a sticky note onto something, as an enemy. And I'm doing that because the chicken is already looking for collisions with something that is a trigger that is tagged as an enemy. And then the chicken gets destroyed. Well, because it's a one hit, whether you get hit by the bomb or an asteroid, we just use the tag enemy for both of those, and that works fine. So now we are ready to make this prefab, and we do that by dragging it from the hierarchy into my prefabs folder, and there it is. It's a preset object with all those properties ready to be used in the future. So I can delete it out of my hierarchy. It's still down here in my prefabs. Now, bring back chicken here because I deactivated him temporarily. And I also have the boss temporarily disabled, but it's okay because remember we cheated and threw a whole bunch of these little ammo things in here. Looks like I have about 12, 13 of them right here. So I have plenty of points when I start the game. And that actually activates the boss because he comes in when we have 3 or more points. So, a couple other things we want to do. You know, let's test it and see where we're at so far. It's always good to test often, right? Okay, he came in, he's looking good, but he's not shooting any bombs. That is because the boss doesn't know what his bombs are. So on the boss script attached to the boss, it says none by bomb. So we need to take this prefab and assign that over here. Now, let's see what happens now. Okay, we collected the scores. Hey, there he goes. Things are happening. I disappear when I get hit by the asteroid. Let's click that. He went away. I'm back. Fresh new start. Of course, I don't have my cheater ones there anymore, so I have to actually collect a few. And there he is, there, and I got hit by the bomb and I also got destroyed. So that works. However, it's kind of anticlimactic, right? When I get hit by a asteroid or a bomb, it feels like the chickens should have some big kablooey. So, kablooies. We're gonna make a new kablooey, and to do that, let's go into our effects, and under fire explosion effects, prefabs. Remember the big explosion that we used before? I'm gonna drag that in here. Double click on it. Oh, it's way over there. Let's move this here so I can see it better. Focus in on that a little bit. Let's restart that. Boom! There it is. But it looks just like the one when the fox explodes. So we're gonna customize that a little bit. If you expand it out in the hierarchy, we have several items in here, and I'm just gonna change a couple of these. If I play this and then pause it, these little sparkle things, those are the embers, and the fire is the more glowy part there, and then the debris is the stuff flying out way out here. So I'm just going to change the fire and the debris. So let's go in here to the fire, and under start color here, I'm just going to click right on that color box, and let's put a cool little color action in there. Let's restart. Oh, actually, we're gonna have to mess with the light. Sorry. I forgot the light is actually illuminating the fire, and so if you change the light color, there. Now let's see what that part does. It's looking a little different, not a whole lot. The color over the lifetime is trumping it, so it's like it's gonna go from this color to that color. And this, oops, that start color is more an overlay on top of this, which is why it looks like a mix of those. So when you click on the color over lifetime, you have these little tabs here, and I'm just going to be messing with the bottom two tabs. And if you click on a tab, the color changes, so you can click on that and pick a new one. So if I click on this tab, and I want it to start with this kind of lightish blue, I think that's light blue. I'm colorblind still. It's not getting any better. Click on the other tab, and let's go with a darker blue, perhaps? Let's say it's blue. Now, although it goes to almost completely transparent, so it's not going to do a whole lot. Let's move that one over so we can actually see it happen a little. How about now? Woohoo, I like that. Alright, now, the embers you would think might be a little bit different color too, so, or not the embers, the debris. So I expanded the debris, and I'm looking for the debris fire. And this time let's go straight to color over lifetime, click on the little color bar, and let's click on that one and change that color. Let's also make that kind of a light blue start. I'll move this one in here and make it a dark bluish. And let's see what we get now. Oh yeah, that's very nice. Very nice. And I'm going to put a start color of a really light color. I don't see a whole lot of difference there. So you can also set a lifetime of this. So if I set it to 1 and restart it, see how these trails kind of last for a while? It's kind of cool. It's like fireworks then. Now it looks drastically different than the explosion for the fox, obviously. So I actually kind of like that. And maybe this middle one, instead of everything being all blue, why don't we go with like some kind of, it's an orangish color, right? Let's say it is. Let's see what that does. Oh, that's kind of cool. So we got blue and orange and everything looks great. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now we need to save that as a prefab. So I'm going to drag that into my, not those prefabs, my prefabs down here with the rest of my prefabs. And I'm going to call this chicken boom. Okay. So we saved all that work by making it a prefab, and that's what that little box shape there. It's a packaged up object, preset. Yep, there it is. But I can take it out of my hierarchy now because we've saved it as a prefet. Now, to make the boom happen, we need to tell the chicken where its boom is. So if you click on the space chicken, you should have a chicken boom there. Earlier you may not have had it, but now you have it because I just added it. Chicken boom, there you are. So let's see what happens. These easy cheater points will make the fox show up. I gotta get rid of that old boom. Look at that. Oh, much more epic, right? Pretty cool. Boom. All right. So things are happening. Things are looking a little more video game-like. Pretty epic. Still got a few more things to clean up. We're gonna add some sounds, some explosion sounds, and do a couple other little neat things. So stay tuned. That's next.